What if brain fog, poor focus, and mental fatigue aren't starting in your brain? Most men assume cognitive performance is controlled entirely by the brain. But the brain doesn't operate alone. It constantly receives information from the rest of the body, and one of its most important communication partners is the gut. Most people think of the brain as the command center, and it is, but even the command center depends on information. Every second, your brain receives signals from the rest of your body. The quality of those signals influences how efficiently it can function. As a clinical pharmacist in my practice, I often hear men describe symptoms like difficulty concentrating, mental fatigue, poor focus, and feeling mentally off. Many assume these symptoms are simply caused by stress, aging, or lack of sleep. But there is often a much bigger picture. When men think about brain health, they usually focus on the brain itself: memory, focus, productivity, mental performance. But the brain relies on continuous communication with the rest of the body. It receives signals about inflammation, nutrient availability, energy production, hormonal status, and many of those signals originate in the gut. The brain isn't operating independently. It's responding to information. Think of the brain as a decision maker. Every decision it makes depends on the information it receives. If those signals are balanced, responses tend to be more efficient. If those signals become disrupted, the brain adapts to those conditions. Researchers often refer to this relationship as the gut-brain axis, a communication network linking the digestive system and the central nervous system. This communication occurs through multiple pathways: neural pathways, immune signaling, hormonal signaling, and metabolic signals. When the gut environment is balanced, communication tends to remain stable. But when the gut environment becomes disrupted, those signals can change, and the brain responds accordingly. The gut doesn't think for the brain. Instead, it helps shape the environment the brain is constantly monitoring. The communication travels in both directions. The brain influences digestion, and the gut influences many of the signals returning to the brain. It's a continuous conversation, but it influences the environment the brain operates within. One of the most important factors influencing this relationship is inflammation. As we've discussed in previous episodes, gut imbalance can contribute to increased inflammatory signaling, and inflammation doesn't remain isolated. It affects the entire system, including the brain. When inflammatory pressure increases, mental clarity, focus, and cognitive performance can become less consistent. Not because the brain is damaged, but because the environment supporting brain function becomes less efficient. This doesn't mean the brain suddenly stops working. Instead, performance becomes less consistent. Mental clarity fluctuates. Focus becomes harder to maintain. The effects are often gradual rather than dramatic. The brain is one of the most energy-demanding organs in the human body. It requires a constant supply of nutrients and energy to function optimally. When nutrient absorption becomes less efficient, or energy production becomes less stable, the effects are often felt mentally. Focus becomes harder to maintain. Mental stamina declines. Productivity decreases. The issue is not always motivation. Sometimes it's physiology. The brain consumes a remarkable amount of the body's energy. It depends on a steady supply of nutrients and oxygen. When the systems supporting that supply become less efficient, cognitive performance can begin to change. What men often describe is brain fog, a feeling that's difficult to explain. Not confusion, not memory loss, just reduced mental sharpness, slower thinking, reduced focus, lower mental endurance. These symptoms are often subtle, which is why they're easy to normalize. But over time, they can significantly impact performance and quality of life. Many men describe feeling mentally present, but not mentally sharp. They can complete daily tasks, yet they don't feel like they're performing at their best. That gradual decline is often what brings them to seek answers. The encouraging news is that the gut-brain relationship is dynamic. The body is constantly adapting. When inflammatory pressure decreases, when nutrient utilization improves, When communication between systems becomes more efficient, the brain benefits as well. Not instantly, but gradually. The body responds to the conditions it is given. When those conditions improve, communication between systems becomes more stable. And stability often supports more consistent mental performance. Change is usually gradual, but the body is remarkably adaptive. From a clinical perspective, brain health is rarely just a brain issue. It reflects how well multiple systems are functioning together. Digestion, immunity, energy production, hormonal balance, inflammation. The gut sits at the center of many of these interactions, which is why understanding gut health often provides valuable insight into cognitive performance. Looking at the brain alone rarely tells the whole story. Brain function reflects what's happening throughout the body. The gut, the immune system, energy production, and inflammation all contribute to that picture. Understanding those connections provides a more complete understanding of men's health. This was episode 11 of the ManBiome series. In the next episode, we'll explore one of the most common concerns among men: weight gain and metabolism. We'll explain how gut health influences body composition, metabolic efficiency, and long-term weight management. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next episode. Continue to episode 12. The gut metabolism connection in men. ManBiome, restoring men's health from the gut up. The information shared in this video is for educational purposes only. Always consult your healthcare provider regarding your individual needs.